Are you tired of struggling to make it past Act 2 in Slay the Spire? The elite fights in this act are incredibly challenging and often leave players feeling defeated. With the right strategies and techniques, you can dominate these elite fights and easily conquer Act 2. In this video, we're going to reveal the secrets to winning in Act 2 with in-depth coverage of all three of the official elites, plus some extra events that will put your skills to the test. We'll also show you the best ways to plan for and overcome these elite fights so you can build the perfect deck and dominate the game. Gremlin Leader is often overlooked because of how predictable the fight can be if you have the deck to control her actions. If there aren't any minions on the battlefield, then the Gremlin Leader is going to have a 75% chance to rally 2 minions to the fight and a 25% chance to use the multi-hit stab. So when you see the question marks over her head, that means she's going to rally at most 2 more minions to the fight. You can really control this fight easily by just taking out the minions every turn. The less amount of minions there are, the more likely chance that the Gremlin Leader is actually going to either encourage the minions that are out there, or she will summon more. So for instance, if I only take out 1 minion here, she'll encourage, which gives that minion block and strength boost, plus gives herself the strength boost. But when there's only 1 minion left, then there's now a 50% chance that she's going to rally 2 more minions to her cause in the next fight, or a 50% chance that you're going to be hit by the multi-stab. If there are 2 or more minions left on the battlefield at the end of your turn, there's a much higher chance that the Gremlin Leader is going to use her multi-stab attack on her next turn. And if you do take out the Gremlin Leader while there's still minions on the field, the minions are actually going to run away, so you'll still finish the fight. When you're going up against the slavers, it's really handy if you have some kind of AoE like Whirlwind or Electrodynamics, but if you don't, like we have in this instance, then it's really important to fight the slavers in a specific order, starting with the slaver on the right. He's guaranteed on turn 1 to hit you for a basic 13 to 15 damage strike, but starting on turn 2, there is a 25% chance every turn he's going to throw this little net at you. And when he does, that entangles you, which prevents you from playing any attack cards for an entire turn. If he doesn't entangle you, then he's going to hit you with a scrape attack that deals damage and causes you to become vulnerable. So he's either going to completely immobilize you or make you vulnerable so that these other hard hitters over here can hit you for even more damage. After you take out the red slaver, you're going to want to focus on the blue one on the left. He does start out with a higher strength than the Taskmaster does in the middle, and every turn he has a 40% chance to inflict weak on you, which is going to make your attacks do less. Hopefully you haven't taken too many turns on the red and the blue slavers before you can move on to the Taskmaster himself. Every turn he's going to deal a certain amount of damage to you, and he's going to add wounds into your deck based on your ascension level. Note that on higher ascensions, he also is going to gain 1 strength every turn that he attacks you as well. He's going to use the same tech every time, with the hopes that he's going to clog up your deck with all these wound cards. The Taskmaster does have the highest amount of health, and if you let this fight drag on too long, he's going to clog your deck up with wounds, and if you're playing on higher ascension levels, he's going to hit you harder and harder every turn. So make sure you have something you can do to scale with him. Next up, we have everybody's favorite, the Book of Stabbing. While the Stabby Book doesn't require AoE attacks like the other 2 elites of this act, it's one of the most difficult fights in the game. The Book of Stabbing scales every turn with multi-hit attacks, and for each unblocked hit, a wound is added into your deck. Every turn, the book has an 85% chance to hit you with multi-stab, and a 15% chance to hit you with a high damage single stab. Each time multi-stab is used, or every turn on Ascensions 18 and higher, the amount of times you'll be hit by multi-stab increases by 1. It's critical in this fight to have a very fast block engine, or some way to lower the book's strength. If you find a Thorns Potion or any card that helps to deal damage back, you'll want to save it for this fight specifically. There are a couple of bonus elite events in Act 2, but before we cover those, if you find this kind of content helpful, it's time to leave a Caw Caww in the comments section, hit the like button, and subscribe so you never miss a new video. The bonus elite fight you find early in Act 2 is against the red Mask Bandits. You're offered the chance to give them all of your gold to walk away freely, or you can fight them to receive a pretty powerful relic, the red mask. This is a pretty tough fight, and while the 3 bandits don't have a high amount of health individually, If you can't take out Bear, which is the big guy on the right, on turn 1 he debuffs you by taking you down 2 dexterity, making your block much less useful against the others. Pointy on the left will hit you with a multi-hit attack every turn, and Romeo in the middle hits hardest and makes you weak. Deal with this fight quickly or give up your gold. If you can win this fight, the red mask is a great reward as it starts each fight with your enemies at 1 week. This is also a great relic for stripping artifact from future bosses. In the later part of Act 2, you may run into the Colosseum event. You are forced in the beginning to fight against a red and a blue slaver together, which isn't too bad if you haven't been fighting really aggressively. Once you defeat them, you have the chance to escape for no rewards, or you can take on a tough fight to receive 100 gold, a rare relic, and an uncommon relic, plus your normal card reward. The tough fight is the Gremlin Knob, which is an Act 1 elite, teamed up with the Taskmaster. It's a challenging fight, but if you can take down the Gremlin Knob quickly, it's easy to avoid taking too much damage from the Taskmaster. If you'd like a guide to the Gremlin Knob, check out this video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.